Hi guys, welcome to the channel. This will be the first video after the advert. I'm sorry for the delay. I did say I would be here weekly, but as you may or may not know, starting up a new business doesn't leave a lot of time for anything else really. I just want to let you guys get to know me a little bit better. I'll tell you today why I started the company and where I hope to be headed in the future. We will veer off a little bit into something else I'm passionate about and let you know a little bit about that, but I'll try and keep the video as short as possible so we can keep continuing week to week. And if you guys ever have any questions about the business, about me, feel free to comment below or like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. I'll leave that in the description below. And well, let's get started. First of all, I'm Chris. I'm the owner of Jameson Global Fashion, and I started this business to bring you designer brands at affordable prices where they should be. I don't know about other countries, maybe you can leave me a comment and let me know, but I know in the UK, certainly shops, I'll use tax to their advantage. They'll say the price is high because the tax is high, which it is, but they definitely add a lot on to where the price should be. Having done some research into it, I found a distributor in Europe, and then seeing their price, it's 100% authentic. And well, find out for yourself. The website is on the way. I had hoped that it would be here with you a lot sooner than what it is, but there's been a few hiccups, but I'll not bore you with the details. Ever since I started buying my own clothes, didn't rely on mum and dad, it used to annoy me. I seen the price of stuff, and then you would go in the next week and it would be 60% off, 75% off, whatever it may be. And it used to annoy me because I used to think to myself, if you can really afford to do it at that price, why don't you? You don't have to do it where you're making peanuts, but when you're selling things for like quadruple the price, it is pretty unbelievable. And I know in a business sense, maximum profit is where you should be looking. However, I feel that if you can still make a profit and keep your clients happy and give them a price that's fair, everybody wins surely. But it never happens, it never happens. So that's where I step in. I've started this business. I'll make a little bit, hopefully a lot of money, because as I'll get on, what I'm wanting to use the business for, I hope you understand, but I also want to bring you fair prices, more custom, maybe. We'll soon find out. Now, where I'm hoping to go in the future with this is 10, 11 years ago, I considered joining the army. Now, I went for the interviews and stuff like that, but in the army, I wanted to be a dog handler. I love dogs. A lot of people do. And when I was getting interviewed by the sergeant, I mentioned I want to be a dog handler. He says, who doesn't? However, he went on to say that the dogs and other animals retire when they're about 5 or 6 years old. And a lot of them have been through a lot of stuff. As you could imagine, being in combat zones, they'll see a lot. You see how it affects humans. Animals aren't any different. So what they do then is, if their handler can't take them, then they put them to sleep, which I think is pretty disgusting. But they then say it's the cost of retraining the animals, and if they can't rehome the animals, then what do they do with them? And shortly after I went for an interview, there was an article, you'll be able to Google it or whatever, but in the UK, between all the services that used the dogs, that year 250,000 had been put to sleep. Now, surely that's a ridiculous amount for war heroes, more or less. And I tried to forget about it, but it was something that the government said that they would try and work on. Now, it was an article from last year, but everything that's going on with the pandemic, it's given me a lot of time. So I looked up and I wondered what the number was at now, and it's a lot better, but it was 40 animals, and they'd listed the reasons of why they put some of them to sleep. And one reason for one dog was because of its good behaviour. Now, that to me is shocking, because surely they could give that to a charity or whatnot, but putting a dog to sleep because it's happy to see you is pretty disgusting. And what I'm hoping to achieve, and what this business will help me achieve, hopefully, is I want to start a dog sanctuary for animals from the army, and I know some of them can't be rehomed, but we'll give them a safe haven where they can enjoy their retirement. I know this is going to take years and years, hopefully not. If anybody knows Ricky Gervais or another famous dog lover, maybe they can get on board and help. But I'm hoping to build a dog sanctuary with keeper kennels, a couple of acres of land for them to run about in, and it's not volunteers that I'm looking for to help out here. The other move that I'm wanting to do, and I'm sure a lot of people in the UK will understand, is the homeless vets. And the government should be really taking high priority care of them, but it doesn't appear to be that way. So what I would like to do is build like a Motel 6 that you get in America, build something like that on the land where we can house these army vets. But not only that, I would like to try and tackle the homeless problem. And even if the people that are homeless aren't interested in making it a career as such, helping out with the dogs and rehoming the dogs and stuff like that, maybe they could cook for the ones that do, take care of the property, whatever it may be, wash out the kennels and whatever else there is. I'm sure we would find that out over time. Now, I'm going to use the business to start it off, because I know, like new charities, it's hard to get going, where if I can do all this and use the business to fund this by buying the land or building the housing or whatever, and then maybe after that turn it into a charity, where I don't mind being at the very top of that. It means that I would look after it. As you can look up in reports, charities and what the top of them charities earn is quite unbelievable. When you find out what they earn, you'll be wondering why you're doing the job you're doing. If you go and look it up, some of the top cancer ones, the top of the table there, the person's earning £650,000 a year, when the Prime Minister of Britain only earns 150,000, which I think is already too much. However, I don't set the rules, but 650,000. So if you think about it, there's still board members. But if you donate to the top cancer charity, the first £650,000 of that goes in their pocket. think about that for a minute. So before you've actually helped anybody in that charity, you've helped somebody earn that kind of wage. Now, what I would do if I don't have a name for it, but if the dog sanctuary had the top, I wouldn't take a wage personally. I've got my own business. Hopefully that works. It's hard to tell in these times, but if it does, I wouldn't need a wage from it. And I know the charity would take up a lot of time as well, so yeah, probably would need board members. But I personally wouldn't take anything from it. If I can give these animals somewhere to go that they can live out the rest of their lives, then I'm more than happy to do my part. And I want to touch another subject with the microchipping and stuff like that. Even though it's great for dog owners, microchipping is great if you lose your dog. However, if you look at the numbers of people that find dogs abandoned, it's quite shocking. But now with the microchipping, I wonder how many of these dogs will end up killed because somebody's not going to let their dog go and abandon it if it can be traced back to them. So what would you do? You would end up maybe killing the dog and burying it where nobody would find it. And I want to try and take that out of the equation. On this land, I would have a long road up to the sanctuary itself, but I would leave a post at the end of the road or just off the road, where somebody, if they couldn't look after their pet for whatever reason, whether it be age, which I find unbelievable if a dog gets old or we just don't want it, because I've had dogs myself, and when they go and get old, it's hard to watch, and yeah, it is really tough. I've got tattoos of my dogs' names. I've even got one on my chest, but I'm not strip on YouTube. But yeah, I just want to create somewhere where I can help animals and I can help people, and the homeless people, even if they don't want it to be their career and they don't want to stay, if it's an address for them to get a start, I'm sure they would be more than willing to help out around and until they found their feet, basically. Hopefully I would like to start this in Scotland, but even homeless people, I know they might find it difficult. Maybe I could work with the government and helping them get a bus or whatever it may be up into Scotland. And then as we grew, maybe we could open places in England and Wales and Ireland and wherever. I don't want to take up too much of your time today. If you have any ideas of how we can speed up this process, or if you have any questions about the fashion brand, I'd be more than happy to answer them. As I says, if you can like us on Facebook and add us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, it would be great. Tell your friends, your family, share our stories. Please let us get well known so we can grow as a fashion brand, and we can help this dog sanctuary get to where it should be and help these vets and dog and human, and maybe put a dent in the homelessness in the UK. Thank you for listening. Until next week, have a great day.